Hi, I'm going to go over how you can submit your electronic thesis or dissertation, or ETD, to the Florida Tech Scholarship Repository. So the first thing you have to do is navigate to the Scholarship Repository. So you can do that by going to the Florida Tech Evans Library homepage and clicking on Scholarship Repository under More Ways to Search, or you can directly go to the repository at repository.fit.edu. It should look like what you're seeing on your screen now. So from here, we're going to go to My Account. On the My Account page, you're going to go here to the Florida Tech, the FIT portal, and click this Login with your TRACS username. When you click on that, it should take you to the CAS sign-in screen. After signing in with your TRACS account, you should be taken to a My Account page. From there, we're going to go back, navigate back to the home page here on this red menu bar. From there, under Browse Research and Scholarships, you should see the Thesis and Dissertation button. This is taking you to our Thesis and Dissertation collection. You can look at other examples of theses and dissertations that have been submitted. They're organized by year and then alphabetically. But what we're looking at today is how to submit. So we're going to go over here to this author's corner. There's a link to some frequently asked questions, a link out to the policies, and then the submit research button. So we're going to click on submit research. This is going to take us to the submission agreement. So you want to read this over. It goes over the basic instructions on how the process works. It's going to ask you to review the relevant policies before you begin. The policies are from the Office of Graduate Programs and are located on their website. You're going to need to make sure you have information before you start this. So the name, the title, the full title of your thesis or dissertation. You're going to have to be able to copy your abstract. And this is not required, but does make your submission easier for other people to find going forward. A list of keywords, and then the link to the electronic format of your file. So either somewhere on the computer you're using where you can upload it from, or a link out to the document in a shared drive. And we want that format of your thesis or dissertation to be in a PDF form. It's going to have you look over the thesis agreement, which is pretty much that Florida Tech has the right to host and distribute your work over the internet, so through this repository, but that you own the copyright to it. All right, so you have to agree to the terms and then do continue. This is going to take you to the thesis and dissertation submission page. If it's a field that is required, you're going to see this little red required tag next to it. For many of the categories, you're going to see some description above it with more instructions. If you have further questions, those might be answered with our new ETD submission instruction form that's available in the research guides through Evans Library. But the main things you need to know are right here on this page. So you're going to enter your title exactly as it appears in your actual thesis and dissertation. So the cover page, your signature page, and your abstract page all have your title. They should all look the same across all of those pages. For this, you're going to use all the same wordings, but we want to make sure you use headline capitalization. So all of the words of the title should be capitalized with the exceptions of, and, things like that. The next required step is your name and your email address, as well as Florida Institute of Technology. Because I'm using this as an example, and my account is an administrator one, it would look a little different. But what you should see is it should populate it from your tracks ID. If not, you can go in here and edit it. But you should have your first name, last name, and if you had a middle name or a suffix, all that should be here. Should have your email address at the front, and you should have Florida Institute of Technology on there. If any of that doesn't look right, you can click on the little edit and you can go in and adjust those fields so that they accurately show your name, and it should match the name as it appears on your actual document. The date of the award is the month and year of your graduation. So if you're graduating in December, it should be December of the current year, May, July, whichever semester you're graduating. All we want is the month and the year. Leave the season and the date empty. Under document type, you're going to select the one that's appropriate for your document. So if you're submitting it into this ETD collection, it should be a thesis, a dissertation, or if you are a clinical psychology student, a doctoral research project, a DRP. So pick the one that applies for your document. Next, you're going to pick the name of the degree. For most examples, it's going to be the general term, so a Master of Science or a Doctor of Philosophy. You're in whatever is going to fall under your department and discipline. So most of them are going to be a PhD, Doctor of Philosophy, or a Master of Science. There are only a couple of exceptions to that. Next, we're going to pick our department. For some of you, specifically in College of Engineering and Sciences, you may see your old department name as well as the new department name. Select the one for your current department name. So for example, biomedical students should now be Biomedical Engineering and Sciences. Please ignore the other older name. It's in there because we do have submissions that were entered under that. So you're going to select the appropriate department. Next, you're going to do your advisors. So there's only space on here for 4. Some of you may have more advisors than that. Some of you may have less. You're going to put up to 4 of your advising committee, with the first advisor being your major advisor. So put in the major advisor, and then as they appear on your signature page, put the next 3 advisors after your major advisor. For the keywords, these are keywords that you have picked that will help identify and help people who might be searching for information on your topic to know that your document is relevant to them. So put in your keywords separated by a comma, and you can use up to 10 keywords or phrases. For the subject categories, these are going to be the discipline in which you're studying or that your research is taking place. Because we use this to sort your thesis and dissertation into its relevant departments, some of these there are certain subject categories that are kind of reserved for that use. And you can add multiple subject categories. So add the ones you think are relevant to your submission, and the repository advisor may slightly adjust them because of using it to sort into departments. If you're not sure what to put there, just leave it blank, and it will get added when your submission is uploaded. So here you're going to paste in your abstract. So copy your abstract from your original document and paste it in here. If you want to do any sort of formatting, style editing, you can use the tools within this box. And then the comment section. Mostly this will be blank unless you are choosing to use a standard copyright. Most of the submissions fall under the blanket of the Creative Commons license. So if you want a standard copyright, you're going to note in this comments field that copyright is held by author. You can also include the copyright page in your document. All right, so next you're going to upload a copy of your file. So I'm going to click upload. It's going to ask me to choose my file location. So this is the option you're using if you have the file saved physically on your computer or on a flash drive. I'm going to click this and go to here. All right, so you're going to now see next to choose file the name of my document. I'm going to check this if I have to add any additional files. I'm going to select this. This could be either the original Microsoft Word or LaTeX format of my document, although that is not required and typically isn't given. Some students do like to have it included. If you have any data sets or any other supplemental files, perhaps a video, any other thing that ties to your thesis or dissertation and provides more information, you're going to select that. And then finally, we have the embargo period. The embargoes are not required and are actually not used all that often. But if you are planning to publish your thesis or dissertation as a journal article, if you are applying for a patent based on something in it, so if you're doing something else with it that the information coming out from your thesis or dissertation immediately might impair your ability to publish or your ability to get that patent, you're allowed to do an embargo with the permission of your thesis advisor. Those are typically 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years from the date of your graduation. So on this part, you do need to include a date. So if you are graduating in December of this year, it would be 12/16/23. So your embargo, if it was 6 months, would be set for June 16th of 2024. So whatever embargo period, if you need one, it needs to be set for the 6 months, 1 year, or 2 years from your graduation date. If it needs to be something different than that, make sure you discuss it with the Office of Graduate Programs. All right, now I'm going to click Submit. Okay, because I checked that upload supplemental content, it's right here. So I'm going to click here, Choose File. And I'm going to open an additional file. This one happens to be a Word doc, so that's here. If I wanted to put in a description of what it is, or if I was choosing to upload, say, a document, my ETD form or something that is needed, I could write what it is. If it's something I want to have seen when people look at my thesis or dissertation, I want to make sure that that show box is checked. If it's a documentation that you just were told you needed to upload, you're going to uncheck the show, so this way the Office of Graduate Programs and the Scholarship Repository Administrator can see it, but it won't be viewable to the regular public. So if you want everyone to be able to see it, so it's your data, something like that, you're going to click Show, and then you're going to do Save. And then once that's done, I'm going to click Continue. And you should see a screen that says you have successfully uploaded, and then it will have the title of the document that you uploaded. To check on the status of your upload, if you go to My Account, you're going to see here, you should say See Thesis and Dissertations. It should have the titles, and it's going to show what their current status is. So because this is the account I use to test and demonstrate things, you'll see that I have one that was withdrawn, but this one is under review. If it has been reviewed and there's changes required, it will say that. So it may say something about needing revisions. It'll say whatever this current status is up until the status is published, at which point it is available within the scholarship repository. If you have any questions, please reach out to Evans Library, specifically to Kristen Hefner. I will look forward to hearing from you and wish you luck on uploading your thesis and dissertation.